Hi everyone, I'm Lambda Space and welcome back to my channel for some X4 Foundations, Cradle of Humanity. In today's video, I'll give you my advice about the new DLC and how do I manage to survive in the early game. Industry-wise, there were some changes and some of them have a huge impact. But before getting into that, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and leave me a comment down below on what you like and don't like, and what would you like to see in the future. Let's do a little sum up on where we stand. For now, I'm about 2 days on 18 hours in game of game time, and net worth is about 355 millions, with about 60 millions in ships. Nothing too shabby about that. Just getting started, so that's fine.
Hello there.
Hello. They're very polite. Um, About the faction where we stand, with most of the humans, we are in good standing with more than 20 for each. For the Antigone, Argon, and the Terran Protectorate. I'm still working my way on the Cigaris Pioneers, but I haven't done much with them for now. I will fix that in the future. About the HOP, I went up to 20 with them since I noticed some stuff pretty odd with the HOP. I have yet to start with the pyramid. I intend to raise it to at least 20. Haven't started the HAT League, the quest line for now. I didn't type on that. The Teladi faction raised a bit, but that's due to the fact that I had to build some stations, and they had to deliver some materials since I built my first stations. Well, the first um, the first old stations. I mean, the first one were in Terran space, but the old stations I built them in Black Hole Sun 4. And the Teladi seems to have delivered some of the stuff. That's why I raised with them. But once I will have the Teladi ship, Teladi shield, sorry, uh, that will be the end for the Teladi and for the Ministry of Finance, of course. I haven't raised a single bit with the Ministry of Finance, but when the Teladi will go, the Ministry of Finance will go. I see no point in leaving them in the game. They have no value. About the holidays from the HOP, we are about 2 days in the game, almost 3 days now. They have no fight whatsoever with the Xenons. They never tried to get the sector yet, as far as I know. Uh, I've seen a couple of very small ships going through the gate, but I've seen no ship going on the other side. As for the second contact flashpoint, in most of my previous games, the HOP went straight in second contact flashpoint with tons of units. Pretty much got the sector in about 1 day or two, maybe 1 day most of the time. For now, they have a couple of stations there on
Hello there.
for this one. This one will go very soon. But I've seen no HOP fleet taking control of second contact flashpoint. It's odd, honestly. As for here, I've seen a lot of Xenon going through the gate, and the Antigone are able to face them pretty effectively. Uh, that is something new too. Most of the time, the void will be overrun by Xenons if I don't get involved in the fight very soon. On that case, I don't know. The Antigone seems pretty able. And I've seen a couple of them going through the gates, so I haven't discovered, I haven't got the chance to go see how the frontier edge is down there, if it's already owned by the Antigone or not. But I'm kind of surprised by the Argon on the Antigone. They are standing their ground for once, and the HOP seems to be on the defensive. That's weird. And now about the storyline. I spent quite some time doing those quests for the storyline. I must say, I enjoyed every bit of them. That was very refreshing. I won't show any spoiler in that video. I'll let the people discover for them the quest and those puzzles that you have to resolve in them. They are not very that difficult. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the background of Earth on Moon sectors. They are superb. But I was quite disappointed when I explored them. You may have a different random generator in your game, but for me, those sectors feel empty. How come Terrans are full of themselves when they have such poor sectors? And about that, that brings me to the economy and the industry within the Expo Foundation Cradle of Humanity. Oh boy. I said in my previous video that I don't mind that the game will be a bit slower. I wasn't aware on how much slower it will be. I haven't, I'm sure, I haven't braced yet the full extent of it, but it will be slow. Honestly, it will be a very slow economy compared to Expo Foundation 3.0 and 3 and the 3 series. Be prepared for a lot of shortages on various parts of your chain. The resources are very in a short supply for most of the zone, and it seems to deplete quite fast. So be ready. Uh, but I think that that way of dealing with the resources will add a new dimension to the game. You will have to take care of logistics, and you will have to take care big time of your chain of logistics. That will be a new part of the game that we don't really had to deal with before in the previous version of E4 Foundations. You will have to consider that each of your factories must have at least two sources of input. And from those sources must be at least from two different sectors to reduce the chance of shortages, because you will have shortages. That's for sure. I'm only 2 days in the game, maybe almost 3 days, 3 days, and I already experienced quite a lot of shortages. And I will have some, not a rant, but miners. Seriously, are they dumb? They are supposed to use the probes to know where to mine, such as so in the asteroid belt. They have very weak resources, but two sectors from there is very abundant resources. Why do those miners doesn't go there? I have miners in Black Hole Sun 4 that travel up to down to Holy Visions to mine ore on silicons. It's somewhat depleted now. Why don't it go to the void? In the void, there is still ore on silicon with a yield of 16 or 13 at some other place. So why do they insist to go to Holy Visions? There is a resource probe everywhere in every sector almost. So I don't get it. Honestly, I let them. run for now. I don't really understand, and maybe something I do wrong. I don't know. I will see later. And to go back to the industry, uh, we'll have now two kind of productions line. We have the Terran one and the old one. The old one, well, it's unchanged for what I've seen. There are still a lot of specialized materials to build even more specialized items as usual. So you get used to refined metals, silicon wafer, electronics, and so on. And you have the Terran way of doing stuff, which is way simpler in the sense that the chain of building materials is small, with only a couple of building blocks which are recombined to build everything that the Terran use. It seems easier, but honestly, I'm not sure. Its resource usage is quite huge, especially for the computronic substrate. I don't have a factory for each kind yet. I'm still short on credits, so I don't know everything about the Terran's chain of building stuff. That I'm not sure that the Terran's way is cheaper than the old way. It may be simpler, but I think it's I don't know. It will take a lot of resources, and those resources are very hard to come by, especially on the Terran's sectors. And since I'm short on credits, I had to do some crafting earlier in the game just to be able to craft some EMP bombs on steel blueprints, the usual blueprints, electronics, microchip on smart chips. It just saved about 30 millions of credits. Not a big deal, but when you're short on cash, that it's always cool. As you may have noticed watching this video, the asteroid belt sector is kinda cruddy, and we have a constant stream of CAC harassing miners and traders. If you like shooting spaceship and new to the game, it's a good target practice. I can't say that I'm in fond of it. I'd like to find a way to secure that sector for good with an effective patrol of some sort. I just can't be there all day long to send my fleet after them every few minutes. So, what's next? I have to find a way to balance the economy between harvesting resources and building materials. Before the resources rebalance, I could always scale up my production for base materials to meet up the demand of the chain. Now, with more limited supply, I feel that I can't be as aggressive as I used to be. I have to determine what the balance is. I find that quite interesting that I have to rethink the way I play the game. I just can't reuse my previous strategy. It just doesn't work. It's like playing a new game. Why still playing an old game? It's kinda cool. And in the next few days, I will look at those Terrans productions modules that I've never used yet. And I will get my production going in Black Holes 4, Black Hole Sun 4 on Olivision. I will expand more slowly, I think, to the other sectors this time. And I will have to diversify my source a bit more. Oh, well, I think that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed the game as much as I do, and we'll see you soon. In the meantime, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button, and if you enjoyed the video, leave me a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate that. Until next time, my friends.
Queen's Guard.